Have you ever heard the biggest lie about small acts of kindness and how it affects the course of your life? They changed my perspective. Here's how they can change yours. If you only do one compassionate deed a week, watch what happens to your heart and mind. Today I want to share a story that begins on a warm Los Angeles morning, when Hollywood star Keanu Reeves stepped out of his car to pick up a simple cup of coffee, completely unaware that fate was about to introduce him to someone who would challenge everything he thought he knew about empathy. He had no entourage that day, no cameras trailing behind. He was alone, just as he often preferred. The sun beamed down on the busy street, reflecting off storefront windows and passing cars. That's when he spotted a young woman sitting on the sidewalk, her hands wrapped around a battered cardboard sign. Its words, scrawled in uneven letters, read, "I'm hungry, please help." It's a scene many people pass by daily, never really stopping to notice. But Keanu hesitated. He felt a strange pull, like the universe was giving him a gentle nudge. What happened next might surprise you. It certainly surprised him. He approached her with cautious curiosity, 1,000 questions swirling in his mind. He asked her name. She said it was Lily. She didn't expect him to linger, but he did. They exchanged a few words that would spark a series of events neither could have predicted. And here's the truth most people get wrong. Empathy isn't just about feeling sorry for someone, it's about stepping into their shoes, even if only for a moment. In that moment, Keanu found himself on the precipice of a new chapter in his life, one that would unfold in ways both heartbreaking and uplifting. This encounter was no ordinary meeting. It was a test of compassion, a real-world challenge that would shape Keanu's beliefs about hope, resilience, and the power of a single conversation. Because sometimes, when you least expect it, an ordinary act of kindness can open the door to an extraordinary journey. He had no idea that this single encounter would soon become a catalyst for change. For both of them, discover how one conversation can transform two hearts. He never anticipated the challenges ahead, nor the uplifting moments that would completely reshape his view of humanity forever. He offered Lily a warm smile, the kind that radiates genuine concern. She looked up, uncertainty shadowing her eyes. At first, she assumed he'd give her spare change and walk away. Instead, Keanu crouched to her level, introducing himself in a calm, friendly tone. That single act of sincerity bridged two vastly different worlds. A famous actor and a homeless woman on a bustling Los Angeles street. She was guarded, her trust worn thin by life on the streets, but something about his unhurried questions and steady gaze invited her to speak. She described losing her job, her home, and eventually her sense of hope. Keanu listened intently, not flinching at her hardships. Moved by her plight, he invited her for coffee at a nearby cafe. Though hesitant, Lily followed, bracing herself for judgmental stares. Inside, he bought her a latte and a sandwich, offering her not just a meal, but the gift of genuine conversation. They talked for over an hour, delving into her struggles and his own moments of loneliness. Though their challenges weren't the same, they discovered a common ground in empathy. Keanu recalled his own losses and the times he'd felt alone despite fame. Lily, in turn, confessed she hadn't felt truly heard in ages. By the time they parted ways, a fragile bond had formed. Over the following days, Keanu checked on her regularly, bringing warm food or a spare blanket. Yet he knew these gestures, though kind, were mere band-aids. Lily needed a real opportunity to rebuild her life. Spurred by this realization, Keanu reached out to a friend who managed a community center offering transitional programs. With his endorsement, Lily found a temporary mailing address, shower facilities, and a chance to apply for jobs. For the first time in months, she felt a glimmer of hope. Though progress came in small steps, Lily's determination blossomed. She attended workshops on interview skills and financial planning, encouraged by Keanu's unwavering support. Some days were harder than others. Rejections piled up, and self-doubt crept in. During one particularly rough afternoon, she nearly gave up. But Keanu reminded her that success rarely travels a straight line. He shared stories of missed roles and setbacks in his own career, underlining that perseverance often paves the way to triumph. Slowly, Lily started to believe in her own worth again. She secured a part-time job at a local bakery, thrilled to have a steady paycheck, however modest. The routine gave her life structure, and each small victory fueled her drive to keep going. Keanu's involvement never felt like charity. Rather, it was the genuine support of a friend. They'd meet for coffee or share a quick lunch, discussing favorite films or philosophical musings. Lily's self-esteem grew as she realized she was not merely a recipient of kindness, but a person with dreams and capabilities. She confided that she'd once wanted to be an actress, a dream she had abandoned long ago. Keanu encouraged her to reignite that spark, reminding her it's never too late to chase a passion. Meanwhile, Lily saved every spare dollar, determined to rent a tiny room so she could finally leave the streets behind. In time, she managed to secure that room, decorating it with thrift store finds that made it feel like home. Word spread about Keanu's quiet compassion. Paparazzi occasionally snapped photos, but he brushed off any media attention. For him, it wasn't about publicity, it was about doing what felt right. Lily, initially anxious about being thrust into the spotlight, came to appreciate how fiercely he guarded her privacy. He never showcased her struggles on social media or turned her situation into a spectacle. Instead, he offered consistent, respectful support. At the community center, Lily also began volunteering, helping others in situations similar to hers. She found a new sense of purpose in giving back, learning that compassion is a cycle that flourishes when shared. With her newfound stability, Lily dared to dream again. When she discovered a small local theater holding open auditions, she told Keanu about her interest. His eyes lit up, and he offered to help her rehearse. Nervous but excited, Lily prepared a monologue. She practiced in her modest room, stumbling over lines but pressing forward. Each mistake reminded her how far she'd come, from sleeping on the sidewalk to auditioning for a role in a play. On the day of the audition, she stepped onto the stage with trembling confidence. Whether she landed the part mattered less than the fact that she was there at all, reclaiming a dream she'd once discarded. That evening, she called Keanu, her voice brimming with relief and anticipation. She wasn't sure if she'd get the part, but she felt triumphant just for trying. He congratulated her for her courage, emphasizing that the true victory lay in overcoming her own fears. She had, in essence, rewritten her narrative. The once homeless woman who believed she had nothing left was now standing on a stage, daring to embrace her passions. Each step she took underscored the idea that a single conversation, rooted in empathy and kindness, could change two lives at once. For Keanu, witnessing Lily's transformation reaffirmed his faith in the quiet power of compassion. For Lily, it ignited a spark of self-belief she would carry forward into whatever came next. She soon learned that her audition had been successful. She'd landed a small supporting role in the theater production. Overjoyed, she invited Keanu to attend the opening night. Though his schedule was hectic, he promised he'd be there. In the weeks that followed, Lily rehearsed tirelessly, gaining confidence with each run-through. She also found herself supporting new arrivals at the community center, sharing advice on how to find steady work or safe housing. Gradually, her life felt less like a precarious balancing act and more like a hopeful journey. When opening night finally came, Lily stepped onto the stage with a sense of purpose she'd never known before. In the audience, Keanu watched proudly, grateful to see how one simple act of kindness had bloomed into a life transformed. When the final curtain fell on Lily's debut performance, applause erupted, filling the small theater with thunderous warmth. Keanu stood among the cheering crowd, a discreet smile lighting his face. For Lily, that night wasn't just about performing lines on a stage. It was the culmination of her journey from rock bottom to a place of renewed dignity. As she took her bow, she caught Keanu's eye. In that moment, their shared history, those conversations on the sidewalk, the cups of coffee, the encouragement and the quiet support, crystallized into a single triumphant note of hope. After the show, they met backstage. Lily, still trembling with adrenaline, hugged Keanu, words tumbling from her lips in a rush of gratitude. She thanked him for seeing her as a person worth believing in, even when she couldn't believe in herself. Keanu responded with characteristic humility, insisting that all he'd done was offer a helping hand. "You took every step," he told her gently. "I just made sure you had the space to walk your path." His words echoed the deeper truth they had both discovered. Sometimes, the greatest gift one can give is the faith that another can stand on their own. In the days that followed, Lily's life continued to unfold with newfound promise. She kept her job at the bakery, but now she had something extra to look forward to. Rehearsals for the next production, a role she'd been offered thanks to her successful debut. She also maintained her volunteer work at the community center, never forgetting the countless people still waiting for their chance at a better life. Occasionally, she'd spot someone who reminded her of herself at her lowest point, and she'd reach out with kindness. Each time she did, she recalled that first conversation with Keanu, the one that sparked a chain reaction of hope. Keanu, for his part, went on to film new projects, yet he and Lily stayed in touch, their bond a testament to the power of genuine connection. Over brief calls, Lily shared her progress and small triumphs, reminding them both how one act of empathy can transform two lives. In that simple truth lay the final note of their story. Hope flourishes best when nurtured by kindness, blossoming in the most unexpected places, even on a crowded Los Angeles street, where a movie star and a homeless woman once crossed paths, and hope, once found, endures.